Well, you know you have control over securing your home, your car, your business, but did you know you can also help secure our schools? School shootings, unfortunately, here in the U.S. are all too common, and there's something our next guest wants to help mitigate. Michael Hansen is the owner of Anderson Lock and Safe, and he's here to talk about school safety, specifically school shootings. And unfortunately, as I mentioned, we hear about these all too often. What are the latest statistics showing?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's a bit of a taboo subject, but we had 73 school shootings last year.
That's a lot.
Which broke the record from the previous year, which broke the record for the previous year. So it's a trend. Yeah,
we're not on a good trajectory when it comes to school shootings. So you have a way that will help protect our students in the classroom, and it's this lock. Show me how this works and how you would like to see it used.
So this lock, it's called the Safe Bolt by Securitech. I have no affiliation with these guys at all. The reason I brought it up is because it was the #1 recommended classroom lock by the Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
So from the inside of the classroom, anybody can press this red button and you're going to be able to go into lockdown.
Okay, and this is different from previous locks where the teacher would have to lock, and she might be or he might be on the other side of the room.
Or on the outside of the door, which is not, you don't want to open the door in an active shooter situation. The other thing too is fire still outnumbers 200 to 1 school shootings, and so you're still able to get out, you have egress, and you can exit from the classroom in the case, even if you're in lockdown.
Okay, because we're talking about the other logistics of school safety. Obviously, the fences are important on the perimeter of the school. Other things should be in place as well.
What I'd be looking for is perimeter fencing is important. You want to look at the classroom. Do you have a good protocol, emergency protocol into place? I think partnering with law enforcement, partnering with other security companies is something you can do very easily.
Yeah.
If you work with us, great, but there's a ton of great companies in the Valley that you can work with.
And when we talk about installing this Safe Bolt on the number of classrooms in a school, offices, nurses' office, I mean, there's a lot of doors in a school.
For sure.
It can be expensive, but there's funds that are already set aside for things like this in the form of grants.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest questions I get is, well, how do you pay for all this extra security? And obviously there are private funding available. You could do a gala or an auction. Right. Some schools do golf tournaments. But what I didn't realize until I did research is there are a ton of grants available. There are specific Arizona grants. I could name a bunch of them. I think the easiest way to find them is you go to SchoolSafety.gov.
Okay.
And at the very bottom of the homepage, there's actually a grant finder tool where it'll show you the list of all the grants that you could be eligible for. You can fill out a quiz, find out what your school is going to be eligible for. Okay. And it makes it really easy.
Okay, and so for our viewers who are watching at home, this is empowering in a sense because they can do the research, they can reach out. And we should mention that you're here, yes, you own a lock and safe company, so you provide these types of security measures, but you're also a dad.
Yeah.
And so you feel this very personally, and as a member of the community, you'd like to help protect these kids.
I have 3 daughters in elementary school, and I can't help it, but when I bring them into school, drop them off, I'm thinking about these things. You know, I have a good relationship with the security guard in the school, and I just think it's important for all of us to just make sure we're doing what we can, because there are crazy people out there that want to do crazy things, that are inspired by social media, and obviously there's a mental health epidemic. We found that 42% of high school students are experiencing some level of depression. Yeah. And that's unfortunately just the reality. Yeah. So we have to do what we can.
So we may not be able to prevent these, but there are measures that we can help provide that'll keep our kids safe. And again, that checklist, the fencing, the relationships with law enforcement, that checklist is important. And anybody can help with that. Really good information and an impressive lock. And I said, what if somebody presses that like a little 5-year-old because they press everything? Easy to undo.
Yeah,
that's the important thing. Michael, thank you so much. And if you're interested in scheduling a school assessment and you'd like to contact Anderson Lock and Safe, visit AndersonLockandSafe.com, scan the QR code, or call the number on your screen.